I'm sorry, folks. We're going here, and you can blame the Trump derangement syndrome on this one, but this is something that is one of those glaringly obvious things to me that seems like I'm being gaslit by the world when people say it's not so obvious. Now, the House Oversight Committee Democrats have released the image from Epstein's birthday book, like all the images, all the letters, all the things. And it's not necessarily a bad thing in context, although the context is it was stuff sent to a guy that people knew liked sex with young women, and it turned out to be one of the biggest those types in we've had in America, or maybe in the world of history, because it's that big. But the birthday book has letters written to Epstein for his 50th birthday by many people. One of those is one Donald Trump. You see here on the screen the actual letter from the book. Now, most media outlets are just saying, it's reported. Trump is saying it's not there, it's his. We'll get to that in a second. And so what you're seeing right here, the actual letter as written and drawn there, looks similar to all of the actual mock-ups we've seen for months, but in a way, not even as good. So the one thing where the real thing doesn't really match up to the story we had in our heads is here. But the story in our heads is this alleged 2003 letter described in July features the text that is framed by a nude female outline and references a wonderful secret and a signature of Donald at the bottom, not Donald Trump. Now, first thing the White House did was say Trump didn't write it. And Trump says it often on that one. So first thing they did was go on that one and show pictures of handwriting descriptions that don't look the same. Because over the course of, 20 years, your handwriting may or may not change a bit. And one thing they're showing a lot of is the fact he signs things as Donald Trump. This was signed just as Donald. So that's where the difference is. Trump doesn't know what happened. Maybe it's AI, maybe it's a hoax, whatever it is. But this don't mean nothing because he didn't do this. The denials of the authorship are calling it a partisan smear, and about the campaign that is to defame him and the $1 billion campaign to undefame himself being lodged at Rupert Murdoch's companies who actually put this stuff out. There's added heat to what's going on right now. This thing is not going to go away. It's just not going away. It's not going away. It's not going away. And the biggest issue is something I'm having a hard time actually combating, because I'm trying to actually stand up for President Trump in this issue and believe that there's not something there. It's not as salacious, not as bad as it could be. Now, there's so many other things that we're digging into in his past life that he's blown off that have been salacious and bad and terrible and awful and just flat out nasty. This is one that I think if they just let it roll and stop trying to blame someone for this one, we'll know some semblance of truth. We get some idea what's going on, and we can move on from this one and stop having this being a conspiracy theory that's over all our heads. Although some people will always hold on to some Epstein in their hearts, their black, dark hearts, that something went wrong with this one. This is going to be an election year issue, ironically, as Trump shouldn't be on the ballot. We'll see how that plays out. Remember, the newsrooms are actually treating this document as something purported, pending the independent authentication, making sure that it is all good, because they don't want to be sued either. But it was released by House members, released by Congress, so sue them, I guess. I'm not sure where we're going with this, other than the fact that Epstein is not going anywhere. He's been gone from us many years at this point, and we're much better for it. Although people are really not happy that he did not get any actual justice for what he went down with his life. But we need to move on. Like I said, Trump says, it's not that it's no big deal, but we need to have closure and move on with this thing. This doesn't help at all. It confirms, unfortunately, because confirming things just makes Trump get really madder and louder and attack places like Chicago just for distraction. Doesn't help at all.